Hey everybody, we are live on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. My name's Mike. I'm going to hang out with you tonight. We are at Charlotte, 140 laps. They have 70% fuel and some tires because I didn't look to see how many. These guys are out here. It looks like we have 21 drivers out here tonight. Oh, I guess I should get that off there. Sorry, I'm still setting stuff up. A little late start. 21 drivers have come out tonight. These guys are fighting for a playoff spot. This is week 14. Try to pull up. There it is. There's your playoff standings. You can see we're into the second round of the playoffs. Everybody is tied right now. So I just transferred them over in the order they finished the last round, but everybody is tied. Gary Bowman is the points leader, just like Dan Keene. Everybody is tied, so it comes down to where they finish in these 3 weeks. I guess I should probably be able to tell you what races we have. I've got it pulled up, just not there. Okay, so Charlotte tonight, then Dover, and then Richmond. So they've kind of got the gambit here. We've got Charlotte tonight, a true, mile and a half. Probably one of the best mile and a halves in the service. And then we go to Dover, a mile track, and then Richmond, a short track. So this should be interesting, but those 3 races will decide who goes into that 4th and final race at the Classic Atlanta. Not the Super Speedway Atlanta, but the old Atlanta. A little advantage we have here being on a simulator. We can go back and race the old tracks the good way, but that will decide the championship. Whoever makes it to that 4, the end there, will decide the championship. Look in here on some drivers. You've seen him run second the last couple nights. Front row Kyle Nadeau's currently top of the chart. Everything got real quiet. Yeah, currently top of the chart. Look, man, he's running the top of the track. He's in the wall. It's probably not the way he wants to run it tonight, testing out some lines. It is getting dark here at Charlotte. It will get a tad bit darker before this race is over. We may not notice on the broadcast because they have lights. You can kind of see the sky's a little gray. Let's see if we can get a different view and get the sky in it. There it is. You can kind of see it there at the top of your screen above the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series logo. The sky is still a little gray. It's going to get black. There's a better view of the sky. So that will help cool off the track some. I don't know, maybe with the heat from all these drivers, we still may have to worry about losing grip in a certain line, gaining grip in another line. We may see drivers moving around. We see Kyle testing that out, trying to run that wall. Car keeps getting stuck to it. Look back here, Lilith Peters, regular season's points champ. Currently, well, tied for the points lead, but ended that last round in the points lead. Cody Richardson, last season's champ, trying to chase her down. Gets a reset here. So it comes down to these 3 races. Really, it comes down to that last race, but you got to make it there. Jerry Isaacs back here. Jerry's in the playoff hunt. Dan Keene right in front of him. They are teammates in the playoff hunt. So this should be a lot of fun. 140 laps. Like I said, I think we've got 21, 22 cars out here tonight, which is a really good number. That just makes for really good racing. See Kyle getting that pit stop entry in. John Ross in the Skoll car. Now, I got told last night that some of the paints were updated. I updated my software right before the race. Hopefully, we got everybody's current paint scheme. About 10 seconds, 13 seconds left in practice here. That's odd. Sorry, I have have extra overlays that you can't see. It did it to me last night. I was just watching, the time froze again on it, but it looks like on your TV screen we're counting down properly. That is the end of practice. These guys should disappear here in a second, and we'll get to qualifying. Get this race on the road. So on the road. There it is. Bing. Okay, who's the first one out? Who is the victim? Nobody yet. They're all being patient. Oh, I see him. Looks like that feller. First one to pop onto the track. He's not the first one to roll away, though. We'll hop to somebody that's driving. Jerry's sitting there. Starting to move. There we go. So 97, that is the first car out on track, the furthest out on track. We've got a plethora of cars coming out on the track. We'll be able to switch through. The majority of the field is out on track right at the moment. Kyle, we saw him testing out that wall in practice. Maybe he was testing it out for his warm-up lap, trying to get up as much momentum as possible. Gosh dang, let's look back in here at Gary Bowman. Gary also running not quite close to the wall, but he's out there, out top. Leroy out here tonight. Coleridge in that Bully Dog Coffee Company car. Jump back into Kyle here, still running that top line. I expect that second lap, I would expect him to go to the bottom, but maybe he found some speed at the top, something that he likes. And he's still, you know, that's odd to me to be that far up the track. Maybe that's the fast way, I'm not sure. Jared out here currently in second. There we see 3 and 4 Kyle's back down to the bottom there for his second lap. It's at a 29.9 currently. Let's see where he crosses the line. A 7.8. It has not switched on the TV screen yet. What do we got? Oh, that's why. Let's do it like that. See, Cody Richardson jumped up there to second. Looks like Cody's parking it. William Kern found some speed. He's jumped up to the top. Lilith tried to get it. That was her second lap. So that's going to jump her up to second place. Looks like Coleridge is done. Ed is done. Gary probably doing some pit practice. See, that's the smart thing to do, guys. John, that's slow pit practice. Dan's out here on the track. Let's see. Has Dan put it? Oh, yep. We've got one time in for Dan. It looks like 20 drivers have put in a time. That's pretty good. And I think the 21st is out on track right now. Move Dana up to 5th. Jeremy out here is the only one that hasn't scored a time yet. It's in that Luna Steak Sauce Foxfire Foods car. I ordered some. I tasted it. I haven't really used it yet, to be honest, but I've tasted it. It's pretty good. Jeremy with his first lap is going to put him into 18th. We saw everybody else. Their second lap is the fast lap. So we'll see what Jeremy can do here on his second lap. He's got a lot of ground to make up to catch William up there on the pole. All right, as he comes across. Yeah, only moves him up to 17th place. Jeremy's going to have some work to do. Now, guys, I was talking to the drivers pre-race, and they said this is there's a significant amount of tire fall off. It'll wear, it'll slow the cars down. So if you're hard on your tires at the beginning, you may be in trouble. So we may see comers and goers during this race. We may see drivers take off fast and then get caught. So you've got to pick your poison here, whether you want to be fast early or fast for the long run. I personally vote long run. Doesn't mean I can do it. 20, looks like 21 cars. We should have a pretty good clean race. Charlotte lends itself, I hate to say it, knock on wood somewhere. I don't know if you could hear it, but I knocked. Charlotte lends itself to caution. It's a fun track. You can be side by side, but it lends itself to caution. So we'll see how these drivers do tonight. But that is qualifying. And you see him up there on the pole, fella fighting for the Rising Stars Championship. William Kern out here on pole. Lilith Peters in second. Front row Kyle Nadeau in the second row. Second row Kyle Nadeau starting there in third. Cody Richardson in fourth. Dan Keene fifth, Justin Horton sixth, Coleridge Finnemore in seventh, Jarrett Kimley in eighth, Leroy in ninth, Christian Delgado in 10th, Ed Jurgen 11th, Jerry Isaacs 12th. I want to change the camera. There we go. Eric Anderson 13th, Gary Bowman in 14th, John Ross in 15th, Dave Sanders 16th, Jeremy Flanagan, we watched his laps. He's in 17th, Chris Letts in 18th. Dave Rogerson in 19th, Stephen Music 20th, and Mr. Gain 4th. Going to round out the field in 21st. Should be fun. They're starting to roll away. William Kern in that Bully Dog Coffee Company. 31. These cars get lined up here. There we go. Back half of the field's catching the front. These guys back here were taking a little while to get there. Coming around, you can see it's gotten darker. So the track's going to be a little different than what they practiced on. Well, that doesn't work. They're coming. You can look at a blank screen. They're coming. Just watch Barney. There we go. We're starting to see them. They're off. Oh, I lost him. I lost the whole field. There it is. We had some trouble there on that first lap. Just let you know, Lilith Peters jumped out front. Cody Richardson to second. I'll see if I can't find it real quick. Somewhere in here, we're going to go back and watch it. Watch that 13 and the 30 on the top line. 13 gets into the 30 and causes a chain reaction. Oh, we're losing it. Everybody catches it up, but it slows a lot of people down. Get back up here to the front. Lilith has ran away from them. Yeah, that brought out no green, but it dropped some cars back. Some people have got damage, I'm sure. We'll have to see what that does to those involved. Lilith out here out front. Switch to the gap on the side so we can see how far. 0.2 seconds. We'll see, and I can't think she is. We've watched her race all season, but is Lilith burning the tires up just a little too much? See Cody catching her already. Everybody's pretty single filed. We have to go all the way back to Eric Anderson, but Eric's fighting for 15th right now. That's our first side-by-side battle. I don't like how the camera does that. It disappears everything. See right here, Cody has caught Lilith. Brought William there with. Justin Horton's right there in line in 4th. Dan Keene in 5th. Early in this race. Long way to go. I don't know that I would push the envelope this early. I don't think Cody will either. He's probably content riding around behind Lilith. He's got a really good run in 1 and 2. As I say that, he's looking to the inside down the backstretch. Move Cody Richardson to first place. All right, laps number 7. Cody moves up to the front, up 3 spots. Got a battle back here for the 5th position. Dan's got it. Coleridge wants it. Dan was able to hold him off on the high side. Dan's catching up there to that 67 of Justin Horton. This field, they kind of separated on the start with that little mix-up. It looks like everybody's kind of back together, with the exception of back here, Dave gained 4th. Looks like Dave Sanders, he got caught up in that, might have some damage on the car. Mr. Gain 4th. But these guys are separated from the rest of the pack. You can kind of see them there at the top of your screen. Come back up here to Cody Richardson, starting to pull away. When do these guys behind Lilith start to push the envelope? Can they push the envelope, I guess? Is Cody pushing too hard? That's a cool looking view. Those cars just snaking down the back stretch there. Oh, Dan Keene starting to slide up here. We're going to go 3 wide. Oh, somebody touched the wall. It might have been Dan. See, Coleridge is going to get that run on him into 1. Side by side, but that top line carries some momentum down the back stretch. It's hard to make a pass, especially on fresh tires. Dan's able to hold his own. Up front, Cody stretched it out to 0.4, so almost a half a second lead. As Dan's able to just kind of continue. Now he's making moves on the outside. He's going to get to next to Justin Horton, 3 wide here. Dan clears. Dan's found something on that top side, and he likes it. Look, he's up to Lilith at 2nd place. Back fighting for 5th, and then in a lap just made it up to Lilith. Dan saw him do it, or William saw him do it, and followed Dan up there. These guys are trying to run down Cody Richardson. Got to think that top line's going to use a little bit more of that right front. You probably don't want to keep it up there for long, but to get up there and get a couple positions like Dan did seemed pretty effective. Dan Keene gets up behind his teammate. Cody Richardson seems to be content. Just getting in line now. William Kern, I guarantee this fella's not content. Never content. He likes to go to the front. He's going to get up next to and maybe clear it. Nope, Dan's able to hold that top. Dan likes that top side. Dan's car works in that top lane. You can see William was not able to clear. Had to tuck back in line before John Ross got to him. Speaking of John Ross, that fella's up 11 spots, man. 11 spots since the start. John Ross has made up to 4th place, having a really good run so far. Your leader, though, Cody Richardson, just clicking off laps, getting bonus point. All those points count as we see John looking around William there. That's for 3rd place. John likes that top side. Looks like he's got him clear. He's got to run on Dan down the front stretch. See if Dan will give him the top lane. Dan invented that top lane. John's going to get a nose beside him here. Yeah, you can really see that momentum going down the backstretch. That was from the top lane. Move John Ross into 2nd. Put him up 13 spots. Now Cody keeps seeing these guys flop that 2nd position in his mirror. But not one's got up and challenged him yet. John's found something in that top line. He's going to keep running it. You see it here. Cody's right down on that blue. John's running that middle lane. Cody was able to put a little gap there in 3 and 4. $18 laps in, clean and green so far. Looks like Steven Music may have got some damage from that first incident, is in the pit lane. All right, I think they've calmed down now. And we're before pits. Let's run through your top 10 here. Cody Richardson out front, leading the way. John Ross there in 2nd. We talked about him. He's up 13 positions. Dan Keene up 2 spots. Dan is in 3rd. William Kern, your pole sitter, back 3 spots. He's sitting in 4th currently. Lilith Peters in 5th. Coleridge up a spot. He's in 6th. Kyle Nadeau down a few spots. He's in 7th. Leroy having a good run. He's in 8th. Justin Horton in 9th. Jerry Isaacs up a couple spots. He is in 10th. That is your top 10. You can see John got up to that 2nd spot, but cannot make up ground on Cody. It's still 0.3. Kind of looks like it's growing to me. That gap just looks like it's getting bigger and bigger. Back here, everybody is pretty much lined out until you get back to Ed and Jeremy. Like these guys are using a different line. Ed's trying to hold off Jeremy and get around Jerry all at the same time. Eric Anderson, I wonder what happened to him. He's way back off the field. Oh, it looks like he's got a little damage on the car maybe. Might have touched that outside wall a little. See Coleridge up here looking under Lilith. He wants that position. He wants to move into that top 5. Lilith's just able to hold him off right in that top line. Looks like John's car was pushing there a little bit. Dan had a lower line out of 4. Might be looking under him here soon. These 5 are stuck together. Cody's just a little bit in front of him, but the 5 behind him are just bumper to bumper. See William looking under Dan there. Got a pretty good run down the front stretch. Needs to clear him into 1. Dan's shown that he's able to run that top side through 1 and 2 and carry that momentum out. We see it there again. You can see that 85 he doesn't clear all the way. Lilith got a good run on the top side there. Now he's able to clear William, and Lilith pulls up next to William. As these guys battle, Cody's pulling away. He's 0.6 ahead now. 2/10. He's gained 2/10 in the last few laps. Dan looking around John Ross for second. Decided he better go. That's a 5-car battle for second place. That's pretty cool to see. Move Dan Keene back into second. Able to clear John on the top side. Just surprised. These guys are faster on the top side. They're able to make passes. Oh, Williams in the wall. That's going to hurt him. See how much. Oh, he does it again. Yeah, I'm just surprised these guys are able to make passes on the top side and then abandon that lane. Cody's out here by himself. I think they were telling me like they can go longer, but to split it evenly, 140 laps, so you're at 35. 35 lap runs, 4 of them. That should give them a couple extra sets of tires. I probably should look at that just in case we do have some kind of pause in the action. Yeah, they've got a total of 6 sets of tires, so they should have a couple extra sets. Looks like Coleridge back here getting around Lilith. That's for 3rd position. See Kyle Nadeau starting to come up to these guys. Got around Justin Horton. He's right there behind William. We know William's got a little bit damage. He's side by side with John Ross. Kyle can't go anywhere while these guys are side by side unless he decides to put it 3 wide, and it's pretty early in a race to do that. I think William might have John cleared there, maybe. Yep. Take Kyle a couple laps to get his momentum back up. Cody's out to a second lead now. Kyle Nadeau fighting John Ross here. This is for 6th position. Move Kyle into 6th. Might have waited a little too long on his run. Looks like he's faster now than the cars in front of him. But we're coming up on pit stops in about the next 6 laps, I think. So Kyle peeking to the outside of William there. William must have not hurt that car too bad. We see somebody else touch the wall because he's not dropped back real far. William rides the middle. Kyle says, okay, I will go to the very top. Now Kyle Nadeau is able to get next door to him as Lilith looks under Dan. Like just momentum. If you kill that momentum, you're in trouble. You could lose 2-3 spots, especially when they're this close to each other. Kyle Nadeau is going to get by Dan Keene, so move Kyle up to 4th place. There's also battles. John Ross dropping back here, but look back here at Jerry and Jeremy and Leroy right there. Is that Jarrett sticking his nose in, and Ed? These guys are having a pretty good battle, and I mean, they're fighting for 9th place, so this is to get into the top 10. That's always the first goal on a race. Finish in the top 10. Up front, nobody taking the pits yet. I'm guessing 35. We have fallen off. I mean, these guys are a second off their fast laps. Coleridge has that lead right at a second. Coleridge and Cody have pulled away. It's another second back here to Lilith. Kyle looking to the outside of Lilith. He wants that podium position. Move Kyle Nadeau up to 3rd. See if he can get up there and run down Coleridge and Cody. I think that last lap Coleridge was slightly faster than Cody. Not much. I mean, thousandths. Not much on the racetrack. Lap 34. Are they coming this time or is it next time? Looks like it is next time for the leaders. Somebody's down pit lane. Who is it? Chris Letts. Jerry Isaac coming in a lap early. Trying to make up some spots. You see Gary Bowman right behind him. These guys are just trying to come in one lap early, I think, and get one lap on fresh tires, clean racetrack. Maybe just kind of separate from the groups they were in. See if Cody turns it down this time. He does not. He goes by. Coleridge with him. I'm watching the timing and scoring to see if anybody else shoots down pit lane. Looks like the 72, the 37. Oh, that's not the 37. There's the 37. These guys are down pit lane. That's Jeremy Flanagan. Dave Rogerson. Looks like Dave Gainforth just turned down pit lane. So again, watching to see if your leaders are going to come this time. Still not. I'm shocked. I figured you would cut this even. Look back here to any of these guys taking a chance. Kyle Nadeau's still out. Dan Keene's still out. I don't see anybody that lap that has taken. I'm shocked. I'm shocked nobody's come down yet. I mean, if I'm Coleridge, maybe I come down and force Cody's hand. I don't want Cody to force mine. Again, watching timing and scoring to see if anybody else has come down. Nobody else in that front pack. So the top 14 have not pit yet. You see Dave Gainforth trying to come out of pit lane there. This many laps. I mean, I guess it's a good thing you didn't pit, because at the end of this run, you know, those that don't pit will be so much faster than the guys that pit right there at 35. We'll see. I want to say they said they could run like 45 laps. I just figured they would cut it even. Look back in here. Williams dropped back. Him and Dan, we saw them both up front earlier. I'm these guys. I'm coming to pit lane. I'm coming down and getting tires before the leader does, trying to get out in front of them. I'm curious to see where Jerry's the first one of the guys that have pit. I'm curious to see where he cycles back out. Still nobody in that top 14 pitting. See Dave Gainforth, though, that shows you the difference in tires, because there's Dave running down second place, and now your leader. And it should be just mid-turn here. He should just sail right by, and you see it right there, just the difference in the fresh tires. Obviously, Cody couldn't come that lap. Maybe they can make it on 3 runs instead of 4. I'm not sure. Maybe I got told stories when they told me about the fuel run. Lilith looked like touched the wall back there, maybe. Car looks fine. I don't see any damage. Maybe a little scrape there by the back tire. Well, Kyle Nadeau has, I mean, he's held pace with your leader. There's not much of a difference. Shoot. All the way back to 7th place, everybody's running about the same times. Still nobody pitting. I'm shocked. They've got to be trying to make this on 3 runs. Gotta think they're right at the line. We're 45 laps in. I want to say they said they could do 46. See, Cody's still not this lap. I'm watching the timing and scoring. Don't see anybody yet. Man, we've got a gaggle of fresh tires and old tires back here, and this could be a recipe for disaster. And you see John Ross there on old tires. Leroy right behind him, I think, is still out on old tires. Jerry trying to get through. Chris Lett's trying to get through. Looks like Gary Bowman's trying to get through. That's just scary, yeah. And you see these guys kind of trying to come to pit lane. John Ross was trying to get to the bottom. Eric Anderson coming down. It's just a scary situation, but it looks like they got it worked out. See if your leader comes this time by. Okay, so I got to think at this point we're doing this 3 runs, 2 stops. Cody comes in, Lilith, Justin Horton, William Keen, William Kern, Dan Keen. So Coleridge out here getting a bonus point. Kyle Nadeau's going to follow him around, not pit yet. Looks like Leroy hasn't went down the pit lane yet. Everybody else has. So remember, Jerry Isaac was the first one of that first group to pit. So we'll see, because he was back in like the 3rd pack. Here comes Coleridge this time. Looks like he gets down into pit lane okay. Kyle's getting it woed up okay. There goes Jerry around him to get his lap back. But we'll see when it cycles all the way around. Cody Richardson is already away. Leroy coming into the pits. Okay, so it's going to cycle out, and I think Jerry's going to be in the lead. I think that made up that much of a difference. Now we'll see. Jerry is, 14 laps, 13 laps into his tires. Trying to look, but my stuff is moving around too fast. Yeah, and he's, 0.4 of a second off where he is fast. You see Coleridge getting past, Cody going past Coleridge there. Kyle coming out. So this is going to mix it up. You see Lilith right there. Came a lap before. Able to get back around Kyle Nadeau. Again, there's Jerry. Crossing the start-finish line. And Cody Richardson just crossed it right now. So we'll see how long it takes for Cody to get around and catch up to Jerry Isaacs. But Jerry's currently out there out front getting bonus points. I think he's going to have to stop one more time, though. So at this point, Jerry wants a caution. Probably wants these guys to get 5 laps and right close to him and then get a caution. So currently, let's run through your top 10 real quick. We talked about it. Currently, Jerry Isaacs up there. You can read his quote. It's always good. 2nd place, Gary Bowman, who pit there with Jerry. I don't know why we're on Jeremy Flanagan. There he is. There's Gary. Gary's in 2nd. Jeremy Flanagan also on that same pit strategy. He's in 3rd. So your top 3 all pit early. Cody Richardson in 4th. He's just 5 laps into his tires. Dave Ryderson, another one that pit early. He's in 5th. Coleridge in 6th. Lilith in 7th. See Kyle Nadeau back here, kind of letting Justin go, so move Justin to 8th, Kyle to 9th, 10th, Dan Keene. Back up front, Jerry still leading the way. So if Jerry's going to go 35-35, he's got about 17 more laps to go before he needs to come down for his pit cycle and pit again. Like Gary, we've got a battle for 2nd place. Jeremy Flanagan wants it. Gary's got it. Jeremy's going to look underneath going into 3 here. We saw it earlier, though. That top line's able to hold its own. Get the run out of the corner. The momentum down the long straightaway. Jeremy's going to be able to clear into the corner here. Maybe not. He's barely got him cleared. Does Gary give him enough room to get up? Nope. Nope. Gary got that good run out of the corner. You can see Cody in the background catching this group. That's good for Jerry that there's a group fighting between him and Cody. Slow him down. It's also good for the ones chasing Cody like Coleridge, Lilith. Slow him down, let him get back up there. You see Coleridge looking at passing Dave Gainforth there, or I'm sorry, Dave Rogerson. That's for 5th place. Back up here, I see Cody looking under Gary Bowman, and that's the speed difference of those new tires. Through the middle of the corner is where it really shows up. Cody's just able to grab the bottom. Coleridge is right there behind this group, so that has brought Coleridge closer to Cody. I'm sure Jerry sees this in his mirror. Jerry's got a little damage on the front of that car. Might be from that first incident. Looks like the middle is just squashed in there. You can see it, it is. That's got to be pushing air. Slowing Jerry down. Move Cody into 2nd. You know, that's really smart of Jerry if he does have, well, I mean, we can see the damage, so if that is slowing him down, to get out there and at least get some bonus points, try to make up some points because he's at a disadvantage. But Cody Richardson chasing him down. He's a half second a lap faster, guys. Don't think this is going to take long, plus their teammates. Coleridge is right there, has caught Cody. Move Cody back to the front. Coleridge is looking under Jerry for 2nd. Coleridge is going to move into 2nd. Look back here at the other guys on new tires. They're fighting. Oh, hang on. We turned it on just in time. Lilith going around the outside. Her and Kyle making a little contact. I don't know if Kyle was looking underneath or Lilith was looking around the outside, but either way, there was a little touchy-touchy there. What happened? Something happened to Leroy. I'm not sure. He's 4 laps down. Leroy was having a really good run there in the top 10. Back up front. Coleridge is right there with Cody. Doesn't want to let him get away this run. See Jerry dropping back, still hanging on to 3rd. He's, if I'm right on his strategy, he's about 15 laps still. Nope, 10 laps from pitting, somewhere in that range. Currently, it's working out. Will it work out in the long run? I don't know. I think you got to stop one extra time, and that's never a good thing. Steve and music there on the outside. Is he coming out of pit lane? He is coming out of pit lane. Steven's multiple laps down. I'm not sure what happened to Steven at the beginning of the race. Still out here doing yeoman's work, though. Got to give props to Steven. He's multiple laps down, still running. We have guys that just barely missed the playoffs and decide to not come out, not show up. I'd rather have this guy. Battle up front. Cody's able to pull out just a little bit. It's 2/10, so Coleridge isn't right on his bumper now. But their lap times are pretty much identical. I mean, down to the 1,000. So that's just a little bit here, a little less there. You can see Coleridge kind of closing it back in. He pulls up to Cody's bumper. Is he going to look by him for the lead? Oh, no, he's not that close. That camera made him look closer. Coleridge just a tad higher in the middle of the turn. We'll give you a little speed in the middle of the turn, but doesn't equate to out. He also could just be content riding behind Cody for now. Just wants to keep him in view. Look back here, still in third place, Jerry Isaacs. We can see Lilith and Kyle, those are the next cars on fresh tires. I mean, they're just mired in traffic. Can't go anywhere. See Chris Lett's way high. Are they 3 wide right in front of them? That's Leroy. He's multiple laps down. And then you got Dave and Gary. Those guys are fighting for position. I mean, Gary's currently holding that 5th spot till Lilith gets by. Not going to take long on that tire difference. These are your next group of cars on fresh tires. See how soon Jerry has to come in, or that first group has to come in. Your leaders running away. I mean, they're 8 seconds ahead of Lilith and Kyle. So they're out of here. 5 seconds ahead of Jerry. You can see this big group back here. Kyle moving to the high side, trying to look around Lilith out there. They're having a battle just about halfway, and they're fighting it out for what is currently 5th place. I think when this cycles out all the way at the end, we stay where we are, stay status quo. That's going to end up the 3rd position. That's what they're fighting for. Let's see. So Jerry's last time is a 31.3, and we see these guys on new tires running 30.5. So I mean, it's a significant difference. You know, Jerry's 20 lap older tires. I gotta imagine he's coming to pit lane soon. He's doing really good with that damage on the front of his car, and that really paid off. Put him up front, got him some bonus points. You can see it. That group is coming. Not pitting this time. He's up too high that time. Your leaders, no separation. The 64, the 23, Cody Richardson, Coleridge, Fenimore, just running away from everybody. But Coleridge isn't letting them get away. This is going to be a fun battle all the way to the end. I mean, they've still got another pit stop. Yep, and as I'm talking about these guys, that group did come down pit lane. Jerry Isaacs, Gary Bowman, Chris Letts, all in pit lane there. I think Jeremy Flanagan is still out. Oh, as I say, he's diving into pit lane now. See Dave Ryderson right there with him. So I think that's all the cars that were on that strategy of pitting early. We'll see how this cycles through. This is 2 separate races here. So that does move Lilith, who is 8.5 seconds back. Moves Lilith into 3rd place. Kyle Nadeau into 4th place. Justin Horton there in 5th, and Keenan in 6th. So these guys still got a ways to go before they pit. You can see, where is Jerry? Jerry is now a lap down in 17th position. He's going to get by the 72 there on his inside. That's significant. That puts Jerry as the first car a lap down. If we do have a caution come out, he can get back on cycle. Chris Letts going a lap down here. He was just in the pit lane. I'm surprised he doesn't have enough speed to just go by these guys. Back in here, Kyle still trying to find a way around Lilith. This 4-car battle, this is for 3rd position. 3rd through 6th right here, all wanting to get it done. Is Kyle going to get his nose out there? No. Lilith shuts the door. Kyle's knocking now. Kyle keeps running that high side trying to get that run, and you can see Lilith's teammate Jeremy Flanagan, or I'm sorry, Justin Horton looking underneath Kyle there mid-turn. Back up front, Chris Letts just hanging out behind the leaders. Cody's pulled away from Coleridge just a little bit. Oh, we have a caution. Caution on the Speedway. We'll go back and watch it here in just a second. Let these guys get slowed down, caught up. That changes everything. You know who that works out for? I think Jerry. I think that puts Jerry back on the lead lap. So they are getting slowed down. We see Ed there. I think it was... Yeah, Ed's car looks crunchy. Let's go back and watch it. Let's see what we got. So we're looking at Ed Jurgen there in the middle. That white and black car. Oh, it looks like a little contact between him and John Ross. Oh, the 31 gets caught up in it. The 43 is there. Eric's into the wall. Ed just gets turned back around. Oh, Eric misses him. Maybe. Oh, catches Eric. Sends Eric into the wall. All right. I expect all these leaders to come get tires. You got to come get tires at this point. You can't hang out without getting them. Yep, we see it. Your top 2 in. There we go. Everybody coming down pit lane. So this is going to help Jerry out some. He's 6 laps into his tires. He's going to cycle back around. He'll get the lucky dog. Only be 6 laps off, and then he can get on cycle with everybody else. I mean, those cars were lead lap cars, so that's going to help him out. Watch this chase off pit lane. Coleridge is down. Cody's down. Looks like Cody's going to get out first. Lilith, Kyle. So about the order they came down in. All right, so this should get fun now. Bring everybody back together. Said we've got Jerry Isaacs is going to get his lap back from that. The other guys on that pit strategy, like Gary Bowman, Jeremy Flanagan, all them, they're going to have to take a wave around, I think. 77, 140. So, I mean, this changes everybody's pit strategy. It just changes it all. Sorry, little dog was going crazy there for a second. Had to. She's usually my sidekick, hangs out in here with me, but she heard a noise and we had to let her out of the booth. So we see those cars there in front of the 64. Jerry is on pit lane now. So John Ross coming down. We saw him involved in that. Let's look in on Ed coming down, trying to get damage repaired. Dave Sanders, not sure if he got some damage or it was just from the wave around. But yeah, we'll see those front 3 cars there in front of Cody get waved around when we go 1 to go here. I think this benefits Jerry. I mean, he's currently setting, I think, in 11th position on the lead lap. What do we got? 63 to go. 63 to go. We'll go green with 61 to go. Got some games going on up front here. Coleridge is trying to talk Cody into taking the top side. Look at Christian Delgado up here. Haven't really talked about him all night. He's up 5 positions. Currently in the 6th spot. Get them all restacked here. Back in here. So it looks like Gary Bowman's still a lap down. Eric Anderson a lap down. If I'm seeing that correctly. Yep. So those are our first cars on. We're a lap down. We see Ed back there. Jerry got the wave around, so he's got to start in the back. Came in the pits. That bottom lane should all be single file, I believe. Tell you who likes seeing this caution is that number 1, that number 97, because the front 2 cars had ran away from them. So we see it there, Cody Richardson able to hang on to his lead, but Kyle Nadeau on that outside is almost clear of Coleridge. There it is. Coleridge is going to slide up into that 3rd position. Look, Lilith had that run following Kyle on the outside, is going to get under Coleridge there. So move Kyle Nadeau into 2nd place. That's what Cody wants to see. Coleridge was staying with him. He knows Coleridge is as fast as he is. Put Coleridge back in traffic so Cody can get away. Look back in here at our free pass guy. He's still hanging out back here in 14th place. We got pretty spread out kind of fast. I didn't see anything come up on timing and scoring, so I don't know that it was mistakes that caused the spread out or just a restart. 58 laps to go. We got a long race left. Still have to make one more pit stop. Everybody's on the same cycle though. You can see Cody's just pulling away from Kyle. So Coleridge is going to want to get back around that 97 as quick as possible. He can't let that 64 get away from him. Cody will check out. He'll drop his key at the front desk and disappear. See, Coleridge looks like he's going to try to employ Kyle's strategy, take it to the outside. Side by side for second place. Coleridge move him into second there at the line. He does clear. Look at Dave Sanders coming up here, up 8 positions. Haven't talked about Dave really all night. We saw him way in the back earlier. Dave looks like he's got some speed later in this race. Sneaky, sneaky. All right, looks like they're kind of settled down now. We might as well talk about them. The guy we see up front a lot, Cody Richardson out front. He's led a lot of the laps tonight. He's in first place. Coleridge Fenimore, just like we saw him. He's in second place. Kyle Nadeau currently running in third. Lilith Peters there in fourth, under fire from Christian Delgado. Move Christian into fourth. Lilith in fifth. Dan Keene right there in sixth position, looking to the outside of Lilith. Justin Horton in seventh. Dave Sanders eighth. Ninth, Jarrett Kimley. 10th back here leading the second pack, William Kern. Back out front, Cody trying to run away with it again. All right, so those guys are just checking out. I mean, they're a second and a half over this group. Kyle Nadeau leading the way. Dan Keene right there. These guys are checking out all the way back up to Jarrett. And then you can see that next group are kind of single file. They're not really battling. They're kind of running that group down. So we could have a big group here from Kyle to Dave Rogerson, Gary Bowman back there. Gary is a lap down. He's just kind of hanging on, wants to be that lucky dog if we get another caution. These two, they gone. 50 laps to go this time by. They're gone. They're out of here. Got to think somewhere around 30 laps into this run. You cut it in half, 32, something like that would be my guess. But proven that cautions can come out at any time. And I don't know, maybe you run it out and see if a caution comes out and put yourself in a good spot. Back here at Jerry's made a couple spots since that restart. Looking under William Kern there. That is for 11th position. So we saw Jerry get the lucky dog, has worked his way up to 11th spot. Or working on that 11th spot. Got to get it. William really high there. I think Jerry's going to clear out of out of 4 there. Down the front stretch to move Jerry into 11th. John Ross didn't get too much damage from that accident. He's running 10th. I think the guy that got the worst of it, where's he at? Oh, Ed back here. Still able to hang on to this group, and this group is, Lilith is kind of the separator, the first one of this group, but they're in a line from Kyle in third all the way back. Again, your first two. We saw it before, we see it again. They are the class of the field, and they're out of here. Almost 2-second lead over Kyle Nadeau. Dan right there in the wall, right behind Kyle, right in front of Christian. Tell you what, I'm telling you, This guy, Dave Sanders, has found something later in this race, guys. He's up 10 positions. We weren't talking about Dave earlier. We weren't talking about Christian in front of him either. These two guys, something later in this race clicked. He's way out by the wall. Maybe he thought this was Darlington. I don't know. William dropping back here. You see these guys looking underneath him. He's got a crunchy on that front right fender. That's going to slow you down. Back up front, Coleridge. Is he going to look under Cody now? Are they actually going to fight for first place? Coleridge is right there. Keep seeing smoke into the corner. I don't know if anybody's actually hitting it. Oh, Coleridge pushed really hard out of four, gave Cody a big old gap. Coleridge was there, and now he's not. It's going to heat up that right front as well. Back here, still status quo. Dave running that wall. Has found something he likes up there. Maybe that's where he found all his speed. It looks like Coleridge keeps touching the wall, entering the corner there every time I switch to him, but I don't know if he is or not. He has definitely heated that right front up. I can tell the way he's coming out of four. Cody's able just to keep the car a little lower on the racetrack. That's allowed Cody to pull away a little bit. So everybody is 23 laps into their tires. I think you go in about another 10 laps, I would think, and then have a 30-lap run to the end. Back in here, see Kyle's starting to run that top line. Maybe he sees what Dave Sanders is doing back there. Trying to run somewhere different. Find some grip. He's kind of pulling away from Dan. I'm looking. He's a tad faster that last lap. Let's try this one. There he is. Yep. Just a tad faster than your leaders. But it's a 2-second gap. I mean, that's a lot of time to make up. If we look back here, Christian Delgado's trying to work around Dan. That's for the 4th position. Move Christian into 4th. See if he can get up there and run down Kyle. Back up front, Cody is pulled away from Coleridge. Coleridge just hurt that right front there. We saw him push up a couple times. Cody is pulling away. We see Leroy there coming out of the pits. Leroy having a rough night. Kyle's able to separate himself from this pack back here. Guys just side by side. We see Lilith Peters into the pits. Justin Horton into the pits. So they are making the call now. Going to try to get in on fresh tires. Or out on fresh tires, I guess as the case may be. And try to make up some spots, get out of that group they were in. See if that triggers any of these other guys to come in. I mean, Lilith was running somewhere in the 6th place. Somewhere right in there. Your leader is not yet. No Kyle Nadeau, no Christian Delgado, Dan Keene, Dave Sanders. I'm looking, so here's Lilith coming out. Lilith is going to be a lap down. This is a strategy play, though. Had to do something. Was not going to get up there and catch Cody in Coleridge. So had to do something different. We talked about it before. We talked about it on other nights. Can't do what the leader does, because then you're just going to follow the leader. And you want to do something different. Throw it at the wall, see if it sticks. It's like spaghetti. 35 laps to go. Said one more pit stop for your leaders. I gotta think. I mean, we saw, Lilith already take her pit. I think I would be right there pretty soon. Especially if I'm, say, Kyle, I want to pit 2 laps before Cody. And only 2 laps. And how do you judge that? I don't know. I don't know the answer there. But I want to come down 2 laps before Cody does. Get 2 laps on fresh tires. Try to close up that gap, but not have too much of a difference. Not this lap again. They go on by. I mean, they can go for a long time. They can still go another, I think, 15 laps-ish. See Jerry Isaacs on pit lane. Jerry's going to come down early, get those tires. See the gap by Cody, it's almost a second over Coleridge now. So Cody has been able to pull out and run away and hide. See a lot more pit lane takers. So Dan Keene was running right there in 4th position. He's in pit lane. Jarrett Kimley, Ed Jurgen, David Gain 4th. There it is, Kyle Nadeau coming down pit lane. You see John Ross right behind him. So that leaves your top 4. Still the pit. We'll see what this does. If he's able to jump up there. I mean, Cody's so out front. Does he pit yet? Does he? I mean, he wants fresher tires later. Looks like he's coming down this time. He saw Kyle come. He couldn't let him get too many laps out there. Coleridge is going to follow him. See Christian Delgado, Dave Sanders. So that's going to move everybody back around. I bet that gives Lilith the lead. We'll have to see. Yeah, you see her going around Kyle, who's just now coming out of pit lane. See where Cody is getting his right sides. Lilith is in turn 3 right now. Cody's still just getting left sides. So we'll see. Lilith came down 7 laps ago. Here comes Cody. There's Lilith. We saw Lilith was, multiple seconds back from Cody and Coleridge. And that's going to work out. There's Coleridge. She's going to go around Coleridge. She's going to go around Cody. Can you hold him off, though? Oh, Cody touched that blue line. He might have been a mistake there. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on, see if Cody got a black flag, has to come back down pit lane. That was close. He was pushing for every bit of it. Doesn't come down this time. Don't see any penalties. I'm looking. See what? Gary Bowman still hasn't pit. He's lots of laps into this run, 36 laps into this run. Has not pit yet. Jerry right there. Looks like he's got some of that damage fixed. It doesn't look so caved in. Going around Gary. He pit just a couple laps before everybody else. That's where I said I would want to pit. Just a couple laps before him. Jumped a bunch of spots. Moved Jerry up to 4th place. I'm sorry, 5th place. Up front, Lilith. Justin Horton trying to run away. We've got 27 to go. You can see the gap back to Cody is a second. Cody is faster than both those cars. That's the tire difference. We've got about 6 laps difference in the tires, 6-7 laps. That's going to show. Plus we know Cody's got all that speed. Look back here, Dan Keene going around Jerry. Like Kyle Nadeau's going to get around Jerry. Either way, Jerry coming from a lap down to persevere to where he's at. He's having a really good run. Had that damage on that one incident that didn't bring out a caution, I think. Back up front. Cody's caught him. Now he's got to get by him. How much does these two cars slow him down? Does that allow Coleridge to get here? He is right on Justin's butt. It's going to look underneath here in 3. Can't go too far because Lilith is right there. Let's see if he can't peek under in 4. Get the run down the front stretch. Get them both in the same lap. Kind of, sort of, not really. Lilith's not letting him get away. He's not going to clear. He's going to have to get clear down the back stretch here. See that momentum carried Lilith by. Through the middle of the corner, though. That's where we should see the difference. Yep, right there. Just that little bit fresher tires just makes all the difference in the middle of the corner. Move Cody Richardson back to the front. 23 to go. 1 caution tonight. We still have 18 cars on the lead lap. These guys are putting on a heck of a show. Man, just to show how much these tires make a difference. Gary Bowman is now in 14th place. He was up there in 3rd. Shoot, he was in 3rd. He's way back here in 14th now. Just tires just did him no good. Looking back here, Coleridge has got around Justin. So Coleridge in 3rd. Look around Lilith. That will be for 2nd place. See if he can get up there and chase down Cody. Now we'll see if Justin and Lilith can hang on to their 3rd and 4th place position. The cars behind them have significantly fresher tires. Do they have enough time to get up here? 20 laps. Move Coleridge to 2nd. Lilith to 3rd. Justin to 4th. Yeah, Dan. Dan significantly less laps. Kyle Nadeau, less laps on his tires. Jerry Isaacs, less laps on his tires. So can they get up there and challenge for, well, I mean, the win, but realistically 3rd and 4th. I think these two are about to run away from him. Now's the time to see if Coleridge has anything for Cody. He's not going to hold back now. You can't. Cody's not easy to pass. He's plenty fast. If you get a look, you got to take it. See Coleridge running where Cody's not, trying to run that middle. See if his momentum can carry him down the backstretch here. He's right to his bumper. like Cody's better in 3 and 4 than Coleridge is. Cody's able to stretch it out a little bit there. 18 to go. The 64, the 23, they've been fighting it out all night. Man, this feels like a long race to me. So you know it's got to feel like a long race to these drivers. I mean, we're right on schedule, right on time, right where we should be. But it just feels like it's been going on for a while. As we look back here, it's like Kyle Nadeau challenging. That's for 4th position. This is that tire difference we talked about. Move Kyle to 4th. See if Kyle can get by Lilith, put himself in a podium position. You know he likes that top lane. Lilith is going to go up there and take the lane away, run defensive. Kyle's still going to stick his nose up in there. Yep, move Kyle to 3rd. And that's just the difference in tires. Just more grip, center of corner. Equals more speed out of the corner. These guys, 16 to go, 15 this time. Can Coleridge make a move? Does he have anything for Cody? Just give him the little pink bumper there. Wiggle him a little. A quote from a movie. Someone asking, how do you beat that man? He said, with a bat while he sleeps. That may be the only way to get it done against Cody Richardson. He's pretty dominant up here. It's like Dan's able to get around Lilith and Justin. Let's move Dan into 4th. See if Jerry can get up here and challenge. Jerry's got fresher tires. Back up front, Cody is pulled away. Probably a little draft from Leroy there. Pulled Cody, but Cody has pulled away from Coleridge. 13 to go, and Cody's starting to stretch it out, almost a half-second lead. I'd take one more caution. Let's bunch them back up and let them run 10 laps to the end. That'll be fun. Coleridge back here just kind of settling into 2nd spot. He sees that 64 getting smaller. Kyle Nadeau in 3rd. I haven't done this all night. Let's ride around with Cody. You can hear him out of the throttle a lot. Just kind of hugging that bottom line, not stressing that front right tire too much. And this view makes it look like he's going slow. This is your leader. I'm going to play with the throttle there a little bit out of 2, not to push up. Still growing that gap. Back in here. Looks like Lilith is getting her back around Dan. Could be long run speed there. So move Lilith back to 4th position. We've got 10 to go. For your leader, Cody Richardson, he ran away from Coleridge. He said, okay, I had enough of you, bud. And he just disappeared. Can Lilith run back down Kyle is the question now. Kyle's kind of stuck there behind Leroy. Leroy's going to get up, get out of the way. Looking at lap times, Kyle was faster than Lilith that last lap, so I don't think she can get up there and challenge for that podium position. Looking faster than Dan. Trying to find you some battles to watch. Everybody's kind of spread out. We can go back here. Christian Delgado, John Ross. This is for 8th position. They're side by side. Those two Mustangs trying to figure it out. Both having a pretty strong run tonight. Both up from where they started. Christian gets around him for now. I don't know that that battle's over. Christian's catching Jerry as well. Again, back up front. Cody Richardson's almost a 2-second lead now. Like, we don't even see Coleridge in the screen here. Let's pull back to this wide one. Just that shows you the difference. And then back to Kyle, who is also by himself. Lilith, oh, that's 67 of Justin Horton. Thought he was going to get into Dan there. Look back here at this battle. We're going to go 3 wide here. I think we might. This is for 7th position. Christian way out at the wall is going to get that run out of the corner. Able to get that run down the backstretch by Jerry. So move Christian to 7th, Jerry to 8th. John Ross is going to try that high side in 3 and 4. 5 to go this time by. Cody's just running away. These guys aren't going to separate from each other though. Jerry got a really good run through the bottom of 3 and 4 and caught right back up to Christian. John's trying to get by on the high side. I think Jerry says, hey guys, I'm still fast. I want to get back in this. So they got it figured out for right now. John Ross moved John up to 7th position. Christian to 8th, Jerry to 9th. But I don't think they're done yet. Looking around the track, everybody else is pretty spread out. Dan is right on Justin's rear. Gonna look underneath. This is for 5th. Not enough. 3 to go. Cody just running away. He's out of here. 3-second lead over Coleridge Fenmore. Which surprisingly, Kyle Nadeau is catching him. Can Kyle get there and move into that 2nd position? That'll put him in 2nd. All 3 races this week if he can get around Coleridge. Two to go. Cody's going. And Kyle has caught him. Kyle does get around Coleridge, so move Kyle Nadeau into 2nd place. Coleridge is not just going to let him have it. White flag this time by. Cody's by himself. Nobody wants to watch that. Yeah, Kyle's got that momentum on the top side, able to gap Coleridge there. All right, I guess we'll show Cody. Going down the back stretch. All by himself. 3.5 seconds out. This will put him in a good spot to move to the next round. Coming to the checkered flag. Cody Richardson gets it done again. Kyle Nadeau, 3 second places. Every race he ran this week. And Coleridge Fenmore through the grass in 3rd. We'll take it. Lilith come home 4th. Justin Horton brought it home 5th. All right, hang tight, guys. We'll hop down and try to find these drivers and chat with them real quick. I think we'll go backwards tonight. Coleridge coming home third. Man, what happened there? You were hanging with Cody, and then all of a sudden you just kind of dropped off, and Kyle caught you.
Let's just say I was playing too much.
Were you watching TV with the other hand?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to play a game a little bit, and yeah, screwed myself over. That's all. It's an unfortunate situation, but what are you gonna do?
Finished third.
Yeah.
Well, talk us through the race tonight, man. It seemed like it was a really long one. Like we're on time, we're finishing, but it just felt long up here. Did it feel long in the car?
A little bit. It was probably average. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was right in the middle. Yeah. The plan was to just have a strong night, and we did. We put 2 cars on the podium, so that's good for our team. Yeah, just my qualifying sucks. I don't know what to say about my qualifying, and then I run up through the field and I get to the top 3, and I get behind Cody, and I feel like I'm faster than Cody, and then the pit stop happens, and I'm faster than Cody, and then I screwed around and bumped him one too many times, and just ran in the dirty air too long, and it just took all the turn away in my car, all the tire wear in my car, so that didn't help. And when we went into pit, I came out a little bit behind, and we got stuck behind Lilith and Justin, and we were battling with them, and then I had too much of a gap to gain on them when they were battling, so I burnt up all my tires doing that. So, anyways, it was still a good race. Congrats to Cody on the win. Congrats to Kyle on second. Came over the radio, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't let me go by." I said, "No, bud." I said, "You were in that one."
Well, hey, man, it was fun to watch you guys battle all night. I know you just talked a whole bunch, but I'm going to turn it right back over to you.
Yeah, yeah, it was eventful. I want to thank you, Mike, in the broadcast. You put on a great broadcast every week, so I appreciate you doing that. I want to thank my team. BTR10 is the code. You go to Bulldog Coffee Company and use that promo, and you save some dollars on coffee. I want to thank Alan, who's the team lead. He hasn't ran with us a lot, but he's there. I want to thank Connor Hazel for doing the paint scheme on the car. It looks great. Yeah, I want to thank all the other competitors.
Awesome. Well, hey, congrats, man. Enjoy your week off, and we'll see you at Dover.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Same to you. All right, kick Coleridge out. Interested to talk to this guy, man. He finished second place every race this week. Kyle, how's it feel?
It sucks. Second sucks. But you know what? Some good momentum going into the off week for when we come back. I'm not sure what cup.
Dover.
Track.
Dover.
Dover? Oh, look at that. Perfect. Great tracks for me coming up. So get some momentum heading into Milwaukee for trucks and Dover for cup. So
yeah, hey, as far as cup, I mean, you finished second in the first round of this round, and then you've got Dover and Richmond coming up, and I know you're good at both of those. So how you feeling getting to that old Atlanta?
Pretty good. The older tracks, like this surface, seem to fit my driving style better. So it's kind of where you have to actually drive the car, and you're not just drafting like Daytona or Talladega, stuff like that. But I feel pretty good about. Hopefully, I just got to get there is the thing. So second place, that should bounce me up to second in points. So yeah, better than looking up. Better to look down than up.
Agreed. Now, I got to ask that final run, were you surprised to see Coleridge coming back to you?
Yeah, I was. I didn't think the top would work as well as it did on the end of that run there, but I saw it was like 2 seconds, like, I might get to him, and then I started running that top, and he was running that middle, and it was like 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths. I'm like, oh, he must have burned his stuff up. He's like, yeah, I just screwing around with Cody, and he had nothing for him there at the end.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, congrats on another second place. I hope you continue the trend for the rest of the season. That'll work out just fine for me.
If you finish third in trucks the next 3 weeks and I finish second, then it's perfect.
No, I think you finish second and I'll finish. Anyways, Kyle, congrats, man. I'm gonna turn the floor over to you.
All right, I want to give my shout out to my girlfriend who's watching. I love you. I'll see you in a bit. My grandma who's watching. My parents for watching. You for doing the broadcast. Everybody out there in the cyber cinematic universe for putting on or watching a great show. Everybody on track for giving a good race. Manicures by Shanny for sponsoring my season, and yeah, I think I got everybody.
Well, awesome. Hey, congrats, dude. You had a really good week, so congrats on that. And I hope you have a merry Paul Bunyan Day up there in Canada, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, man. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I will chug some maple syrup for you, Mike.
Awesome. All right, kick Kyle out of here. Seems like we talk to him every week. Cody, were you worried about Coleridge there, middle of the race?
You know, we were just talking about that in the waiting room, and yeah, he made it that extra lap on the first pit stop, had a lap fresher tires, and stuck with me the entire time. I was trying, hoping that he would fall off, and he never really did. That caution came out, and it kind of eased my mind a little bit. I thought I could be a little faster than him if we were pushing, but I don't know that I was going to be able to beat him if we were saving the entire time. I still had to save a little more fuel that stint and the next one to make it. It was going to be close. I was sweating a little bit.
Where you had to be surprised that final run when he was on your bumper, and then all of a sudden he just dropped back to Kyle, right?
Yeah, I mean, he'd been up my butt the entire race so far. Now all of a sudden, 15 laps in, he's dropping back. He said he pushed a little too hard to try to get around Lilith and just burn his stuff up trying to get to me. I guess Lilith and Justin kind of didn't seem in my mirror anyway that they fought him too hard, but said he had to give everything he got to get up there. Either way, it was a great race with him. It wasn't easy for sure. Nervous the entire time. That's the kind of racing I like. Driving out front is fun, but it's fun to have people to race with too.
Agreed. It's not fun to drive around by yourself. Hey, so we're off next week, and then we go Dover, Richmond. What are you thinking?
I like Dover. I really, really like Richmond. Dover is going to be one of those. It's going to be interesting with the dynamic track, especially if we're in the afternoon, which I'm pretty sure we are.
We are.
That's going to be one of those ones where you might actually see the middle or outside lane start to come in as that bottom heats up. It's such a fast track, and that concrete doesn't like heat at all. I think that one's going to be pretty interesting. Are we at daytime or nighttime for Richmond, Mike?
Well, I might as well look. I want to say it's daytime, but I like night races. So let's see. I got it right here. It's a night race. So we're afternoon for Dover, and then night race for Richmond, and then we finish afternoon
nighttime
at Atlanta.
Richmond. Yeah, nighttime at Richmond, you won't see much of the track moving around. Coleridge said he felt it quite a bit. This one, though, I didn't feel it as much with clean air on the nose, luckily. So we'll see. Maybe Richmond will spread out a little bit more, and Atlanta for sure will have multiple lanes going, as rough as it is on tires.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited to see you guys get there. Hey, man, congrats on another win this season. You're going to start out this second round in the points lead, so good job there. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, thanks, Mike. All we need is a buffer to get to that final race. That's all we want. But I want to say thanks to my teammates down there. Had good finishes for all of us. I think all four finished in the top 12 tonight. Thanks to Mad Sim Racing, Pro Kart Concepts, Mad Spartan Sim Racing, Great Hire HR, all the sponsors that are on the car right there. Got to give a thanks to you for doing this, Mike. We appreciate it. We know you wanted to race, but we appreciate you being out there for the broadcast. I know my mom especially appreciates it. And hi, Mom. And make sure everybody checks out madsimracing.com and intotheapex.com. New podcast every weekend. See y'all in a couple weeks, and Merry Christmas.
There you go. Yep, Merry Christmas to you. And I have to say, I think I might have had something for you tonight. So, yeah, I'd have liked to have been racing. But, I got to sit up here and talk about it. Hey, Cody, congrats, man. Maybe we'll talk to you in a couple weeks at Dover, bub.
I'd love to see that, Mike. Hopefully so. I know you hate it. I love it.
All right, gonna kick that fella out. Let's pull up your results here. If I can hit the right buttons, turn this off. There it is. Maybe there it is. There it is. We talked to him. Your top three: Cody Richardson, Kyle Nadeau, Coleridge, Fenimore. Lilith brought it home in fourth. Justin Horton fifth. Dan Keene sixth. John Ross in seventh. Christian Delgado in eighth. Jerry Isaacs ninth. Jarrett Kimley 10th. Ed Jurgen 11th. Dave Sanders 12th. Jeremy Flanagan 13th. William Kern 14th. Dave Rogerson, 15th. Mr. Gainforth, 16th. Gary Bowman, 17th. Eric Anderson in 18th. Oh, that's the wrong button. Try this button. There we go. Leroy in 19th. Chris Letts in 20th. And Steven Music, 21st. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you in a couple weeks. These guys will be putting on a show trying to get to that trophy. We'll see you at Dover. Have a good night. Bye-bye.